The photo doesn't show all the colors that are in the paintings. A friend of mine did a photo of me moving in the garden. And again, I become less real than the paintings. Humans are less real than the art. And I've decided to paint everything blurry, everything lost. This is one of the studies. It was a large watercolor that I did. I was painting directly from the sculptures of the garden, so I was painting alla prima, plein air. I worked a lot wet on wet to make sure that the colors would bleed and granulate as much as possible. To exaggerate the granulation, I also made my own paints, and I tested more than 50 different pigments of blue. So I could alternate between areas that are smooth or areas that are deeply textured. Again, photographs don't do justice. If you look at the artworks themselves, you see it more, that difference between sharp and blurry. This is an example of one of the paintings moving in the wind. When the paintings move with the wind, they create this strange optical illusion. It looks almost like op art. This initially started as an accident. And what I've decided to represent in those abstracted blue paintings was the human connection that disappeared. Totally disappeared. So what I've painted in these images were humans touching the sculptures, because humans wanted again to hug or to kiss, but there was no other human to connect to you because people went withdrawn. And I'm not talking about physical distance, no, I'm talking about psychological distance. To me, that's the really poisonous one. Societies became withdrawn into the ego. We are more egoic than ever. So the psychological distance between people, the coldness, the harshness, I saw people mistreating each other much more often. Even the driving was much more aggressive. People became selfish. And instead of uniting in order to help those that were affected by COVID, no, we all started fighting for ourselves. Even those that had everything, they started fighting to get more. Statistics don't lie. The gap between rich and poor is the biggest in recorded history. It's bigger than during the French Revolution. Did you know that? You knew. So the 10 richest people in the world, for example, now they have more power than at any time in history.